So yeah, we've got one set of exhibitions tonight, just Cotangens and Zord. But something I'm doing this time is I've been working on a replacement for the Arc because the Arc has really wonky hit registration because it's like I don't know why. I don't know why. I have my theories, but I don't know how to code for shit. And I've read through the code, and I don't, I have theories. But it has really wonky hit reg. If you strafe with someone, a lot of your shots just drop for no reason. So I have a replacement Arc, and it's basically using the code from the Overkill machine gun, basically, with fall off and a couple of other things. But in order to differentiate it, so I lowered the rate of fire to be Quake 1 lightning gun because it was originally tested in my Quake 1 server. And then and then we made it in AK-47 because we thought it'd be funny. So now that's currently the Arc replacement is an AK-47. It's got the same range as the Arc. Well, not infinite range. It's got the same range as the reworked competitive XPM, the XPM Arc. It's got the same range, got the same knockback. It's functionally identical to the Arc, but it just doesn't have a beam and it lacks the right click. But other than that, that's what we got. So you might be seeing some of that later. If you see them running around with an AK-47, it's just the Arc. It's my server's Arc. It uses cell ammo, uses the exact same, it eats the same amount. It's legitimate. It's very legit. And then, alright, so we'll do a coin flip. Zord is going to be heads. And it is oh, this coin is dirty. Heads. So, okay. So Zord gets first ban. So, we're about to get started then. We're going to do the picks bans right now. I'll move it over to the picks and bans screen like this. Make sure I'm on the picks and bans side. Zord is going to be doing his first ban, which he is going to make Blood Covenant. And the first ban we're going to be seeing at hello, Blood Covenant. There we go. And then fade that in. And then the first ban we're going to be getting out of Cotangens. I always say his name incorrectly, so I'm trying to make sure I say it correctly. Although I'm going to be saying it incorrectly a lot during the match just because that's how I am. Is going to be Fuse. So we got currently a Fuse, and we have Blood Covenant banned out. Working on the picks right now. Zord is going to be picking Tuhma in the map. Let me see, make sure I'm on the right side of this because it's been a while since I've operated my, what's it called? My OBS, so I'm going to make sure I got everything in the right place. Zord is going to be picking Tuhma, and interesting pick on Cotangens is going to be picking Phrantic. I say interesting pick because it seems like many people aren't a huge fan of Phrantic, and I personally also find it pretty hard to play on, so interesting. We're going to see some Phrantic gaming tonight. And then last bans, then I'll coin foot. Okay, cool. And they got the next ones coming in. So now Zord is going to be banning out Zowoken on his ban number 2, his second ban. I don't know why the fucking game is starting on their end. It doesn't matter because it's just whatever. But and then Veil is going to be the final ban coming out of Cotangens. Make it go up. So there we go. There we have our picks and bans, but we have our final stage we have to get in there. And what is our final stage? What they haven't banned out yet is Bloodyrun and Silent Siege. So we'll do a coin flip to see if we're going to get Bloodyrun or Silent Siege. Heads will be Silent Siege, tails will be Bloodyrun. Flipping it, throw it over. It's a tails, so the final map is going to be Bloodyrun. So we'll do Tuhma, Phrantic, and then Bloodyrun. And then, hello? Why is my thing yelling at me? There we go. Let me get the Bloodyrun picture in there to complete this beautiful tapestry of picks and bans. There we go. We've got the, I'll vote in, yeah, so they can get going. So we have our picks and bans. We are going to be doing Tuhma first, which was Zord's pick, Phrantic second, which was Cotangent's pick, and then we're going to be ending on Bloodyrun, which was the coin toss map between the last two, since I have 8 in the pool. Normally I have 7, but I put 8 in because we wanted to experiment with Tuhma and throw Tuhma in to see how it played. Seems to play well. So we'll be getting started with that in a second. I'll start, well, let me see, where is my, this. I'll stop the, like, random ambient background music I've got, and I'll try to set up the game now. It takes me a second because the config I'm using is a bit different this time around. So I have to kind of shift things around to get the health bars working how I want. Alright, we got cotangents. And then that means this one should be Zord. One sec. So then I'll make sure we got them set up properly. Cotangents there, Zord there. Alright, everything seems legit. Gotta come over here. I got like 90 things I gotta click. Okay, good to go. So we're gonna get started right here with the first map in the exhibition. Zord versus Cotangent. We're gonna be on Tuhma. Tuhma, interesting map, and there you go. You can see the AK-47 right there. Tuhma, interesting map in that I found this out recently. The rocket and the railgun on this map are actually set to respawn in 30 seconds instead of the normal 10 seconds that most Xonotic maps, most weapons in Xonotic will spawn in on. Threw me off a little bit at first, but now at this point I'm used to it. Zord's going to be spawning over by the Mega, and he's going to be picking that up immediately, and Cotangent is going to be spawning over by the Red and picking up that immediately. Zord right now in possession of both Lightning Gun and the Rocket Launcher, and Cotangent hasn't actually picked up any power weapons yet to try to fight Zord. He will be launching himself over to the railgun, getting himself a railgun and putting himself down in the yellow armor room. But Zord has the stack advantage right now and a bit of a weapon advantage, and he's just playing it safe. It looks like he's going to be waiting for the next mega health to come up, and Cotangent understands the kind of situation he's in, and he's going to be sitting around and waiting for the red. He knows he has control of red. He knows Zord has control of the mega. They're going to each stack up respectively with their mega power up a little bit, and then start looking for some openings right now. And Zord's trying to find that yellow armor. He knows it's coming up soon, but there we go. Cotangent's going to drop down right in front of him. Unfortunately, he's going to fall right in the pit, so the first kill is going to go to Zord with an environmental kill using the large amount of knockback that the rocket launcher will provide him. And now he's going to be on the hunt again for Cotangents. He's listening around. He hears him teleport, so he has an idea of where he is, but it's a question is, does he want to commit to it? Mega's coming up soon, but he's stuck in the pit right now. If he gets a good rocket out, he can kill Cotangents, but he's stuck in the little hole right there, so he's going to have to back out, which is going to submit the Mega to Cotangents. Unfortunately, though, for Zord, I was going to say unfortunately for Cotangents because he was coming out and getting Lightning Gun down, but unfortunately for Zord, he is going to be finished off with the low health from a barrage from the Hagar coming out of Cotangents. Cotangents now is the one who has the timing for both the Mega health and the red. Zord probably has the timing for the Mega as well because he did hear it come up. He heard Cotangent pick it up, but I don't know if Zord has the timing on the red right now. So right now, Cotangent is the one who has the advantage in knowledge for the item timings. Looking around for help, looking around for Zord. He is going to get a big shot on with the Hagar right there. He's pulling out the tracking weapon. He's not going to find Zord, though. Zord is going to slip around the top, and Cotangents, though, not going over to secure the Mega when it came up earlier, which means Zord is going to be taking himself the Mega health. Cotangents, though, more focused on getting himself the red armor. Zord has himself a rocket. He's got himself a railgun, so he's got power weapons now that he needs to take a fight on Cotangents. And both players are close enough in health right now that whoever starts a fight with whoever gets a good initiation is very likely to win the next fight. He hears the Hagar charging. That is the downside of the Hagar. It will give you a huge burst of damage if you're able to land those 4 rockets all at the same time, but you can hear that thing across the map. It's very difficult to use in a duel scenario. In a team scenario, you can't really pay attention to everything, but in a duel scenario, that Hagar is just constantly making that loading sound, and it's very, very difficult to play it off. Cotangent, though, going to be giving up the heavy armor right there to Zord, chasing him down with the arc a little bit, but not able to finish him off, and Zord's going to pick up a little bit of health, a little bit of armor right here. Both players are about even in their stacks, just Zord is a little more stacked in the armor selection. He will be getting himself a yellow, though, giving him a definitive stack advantage over Cotangent. Zord kind of has an idea of where Cotangent is. You can see him kind of hanging out around, wants to know if Cotangent's going to come up, going to come down, and while he's at it, he can patrol the Mega health, which is going to go in Zord's favor. And Zord also grabbed the last heavy armor, I do believe, so Zord knows that the heavy armor is coming up. He's running over to it, patrolling for Cotangent. Not going to find him. Where is Cotangent, though? He is in the yellow armor room, hopping around, very low on armor, and he's only got half the health of the Zord, so he's going to be very careful here. Good Hagar Blast coming out is going to take a bit of damage on Zord. Chip Zord down again. Cotangents will take half his health for that kind of damage, though, but if he's able to land these blasts consistently, he could be doing a lot of damage to Zord. He does have a railgun, so he could be using that for more consistent damage, more sneaky damage, maybe. But maybe, I feel like what he's going for is if you land that first shot with the Hagar, you're going to do like 110 damage, and then you can just quick swap over to the railgun, and now you've done like almost 200 damage like almost instantly, and that's gonna outclass even like rocket into rail, rocket into fucking I shouldn't use curse words as my fillers, that's unprofessional, but rocket into grenade launcher. Very risky to do, though, because you can hear the Hagar coming, and if it doesn't work out, you've actually lost more than if you just taken your rail and backed off. Zord knows where Cotangents is, and he's firing a couple of rockets down. Doesn't want to give Cotangents the ability to pop up and take the Mega from him. He knows Cotangents got the last one of. Zord's going to be patrolling it this time, and he will be taking it, moving his way over to the red armor, or the heavy armor, because he knows it's coming up. Cotangents checking the Mega, sees it's not up. Here's Zord take the heavy, and Cotangents is in an unfortunate position right now, where he's just on base health and some yellow armor. Scratch that, just down to base health, and Zord is highly stacked up. He's looking for a fight, looking to fight Cotangents, but he doesn't want to commit too hard, because he does know that with the right positioning on this map, you can very easily launch someone up and do a lot of unreturned damage. Rail on the passing Cotangents, curving a rocket in, not enough to finish him off though. Cotangents on the run with extremely low amounts of health, and Zord trying to figure out where Cotangents is going to come out from. He could teleport into the water above, he could try to swim through the area where the rocket launcher is. Zord hears the jump, but he's able to grab the Mega and come out, and he's just going to patrol this central area, because he knows Cotangents is going to have to come out somewhere. He knows what room he's in, and he knows that if Cotangents doesn't come out, he's going to be forfeiting all of the Mega items, which is what he is going to be doing. Cotangents, in order to keep his life, is going to be forfeiting the Megas to Zord, and now that Zord's comfortable to move around, that gives Cotangents the opportunity to jump into a different position, to patrol a different side of the map. Cotangents coming in. He's going to try to go for a Hagar Blast there, but he will face rocket himself on accident. Big rocket curving up and hitting Cotangents right in the face. He's going to try to back off, but the passing rail from Zord is going to finish him off. Second kill going to go to Zord right there. Well, second kill for Zord. Third kill of the game, but that is going to put Zord up 1 point in the lead. So Zord right now, health advantage, point advantage. 5 minutes left in the game. Cotangents is going to have to try to find some item somewhere. Rail's going to come out, not going to land. Blaster's going to come out. Zord using that to escape as well as throw Cotangents off his trail, so he's not going to be able to get up to the red armor, securing that for himself. Cotangents moving around. He's charging up the Hagar, trying to find a good blast, but he's not quite able to get it. And Zord, he knows exactly where Cotangents is. I can see what Cotangents is going for with the Hagar here. It does a lot of damage if you can land that blast, but Zord, he's an audio player, you know. He's hearing where that Hagar is coming from, and he knows where Cotangents is, and he's not going to let him get away for free. When you're playing out of control, I've been told the element of surprise and the element of being unpredictable, not knowing, having your opponent who has the stack advantage not know where you are is what stops them from just rushing around the map, because you could ambush them. But if you're constantly going around loading that Hagar shot, it does kind of give your opponent a heads up on where you are. And while you can reposition relatively silently quickly in Xonotic, I think you can only hold those Hagar shots for like 4 seconds. So your opponent can hear you charging that Hagar and know where you're probably going to be within 4 seconds, and they can accordingly try to keep themselves out of position of those Hagar shots, which is what makes it such a difficult weapon to use in a duel scenario. However, with a health advantage, you could try to force yourself on somebody with it, so it has its place, but it's a very hard weapon to use wildly effectively. Cotangents is going to teleport up, get hit by Zord with a rail shot. Zord not going to go for the follow, though, but he is going to go for the Mega Health soon. Seeing it up, but he's in the tunnel right now, and Cotangents, unfortunately, is going to get 2 shots on Zord, but he's not going to be able to grab himself the Mega. Zord is going to launch him, which is going to impede his forward-running progress and take him down. Cotangents respawning, though. The rocket's not up, and it's not going to be up for 30 seconds, but that's okay, because Cotangents is able to find the rocket that he dropped earlier. Shooting the assault rifle, but remember, this thing is an arc replacement, so the range of it is the same range as the arc, even though you can technically hit people for 0 damage outside. It's a bit wonky, but when you know the distance of it, you know the distance of it, all right? It's a work in progress. It's not perfect, but it's functionally identical. Cotangent's very low on health, and he's hiding back down in that yellow armor root, and Zord knows he's in there, and it looks like he's trying to bait out the Mega Health, but Cotangent's thinking better about it. He's not going to come out. He's not going to fall for that trick, so Zord's just going to take the loss. Well, yeah, take the loss, you know. Take the disappointment of his bait not catching and Cotangents not going for it, but he will be landing a really nice rail on Cotangents as he pops himself up. Cotangents midway going through the teleporter as it hits him, so he will unfortunately land up there with Zord against his will, and he will be taking the rocket shot to finish him off. Cotangents on the run, going through the lower area, but Zord knows where he is, and Cotangents is going to have a really hard time getting out of this alive. Yeah, there we go. Zord launches him up with a rocket, hits him with a rail. That's a really bad place for Cotangents to be at that point in time. No health and Zord on those stairs. There's only 2 ways you can come out, and with Zord able to patrol both sides of it so easily, that's really, really not going to be that's a very difficult position to get out of alive. Zord now very stacked up. He's got the Mega and the red armor, and with 2 minutes left, he is 4 points up. Cotangents could get some momentum and try to take this back, but he's having a really hard time coming back as it's Something I've noticed about this map is that because those rockets and those rails take 30 seconds to respawn, very specifically on this map, which they don't on others, if your opponent is in control of the Mega and the Heavy, like Zord is right here, Zord can't find himself in the hole, Cotangent just wailing on him with the grenades. Is he going to finish him off? No, not going to be able to finish him off. Zord will be able to use the AK-47 to take Cotangent down a peg, but Cotangent does do a lot of damage to Zord. It's going to make it very, very difficult for Zord to actually contest him on the red. And right there, you can hear the Hagar charging, and Zord, he knows exactly where he is, but you're not going to run into someone who is charging Hagar when your health is low. And that's what I was talking about earlier when I said the Hagar can be used, the sound of it can be used kind of aggressively to let someone know, hey, I'm here, I have a health advantage, you know you can't push this. And it can be a way to deter someone from ever even jumping on you in the first place, because they know that you know they're there and you're ready for it. And in doing that, Cotangent is going to be getting himself the last heavy. Next heavy coming up, and Cotangent is ready for it. He's charging up the Hagar in the exact same position as last time. Zord hears it, but again, Zord doesn't want to go down there and try to get the red without landing a little bit of damage first on Cotangent. Not going to be able to find it, though, so Cotangent is going to be getting the red armor, and he's going to be on the run on the other side of the map. Has a slight stack advantage over Zord, but unfortunately, Zord's going to come in behind him, hit him with a rocket, but not land the rail. Both rockets are being traded right there. Another rail coming out of Zord, not going to hit, though. Both players very low. They're not within railgun threshold, but they are low enough that 2 clean shots could kill either of them. Zord going to be grabbing the mega health, though, and Cotangent's going to come out, not land a super clean rocket, but it's going to be enough of the rail coming out right here, tracking Cotangent right there, and Cotangent is not going to be able to land any follow-up shots with any of the explosive ammo, so he will be going down right there. Zord is within the threshold to die to an X, but not anymore. Now he's got the 85 health. He's got the he's in the railgun death threshold. He's feeling good. He can take a railgun into a swap, and in the time that he can take a railgun swap, he could do his own, lay some damage into Cotangents. With 20 seconds left, though, the match is probably over, and the final score is probably very likely going to be 7 Zord and 1 Cotangents. Really well played by Zord. Really well played by Cotangents. It's a very difficult map to play when you're out of control. I'm kind of noticing the more I watch people play this map, and the more I kind of study this map myself, because, like I said, just that weapon respawn time being the 30 seconds that it is, it really makes it so that the person who's in control, can just take whatever item they're in control of, but then, let's say they can't get the Mega and they can't get the red, but they, killed you recently. They can take the Mega, then they can take the, railgun or something. And now you're stuck in a position where you have to fight out of control with a railgun. And sure, you can go for the red, but if you can't get that railgun, you're going to have a really hard time landing that element turn damage. You're going to have to play a lot slower, and that's, it's a much harder game to play on a map like Tuhma, where there can be so many different places to come from, and so many different places that a person could be railing and holding angles on you from. Next map, though, is going to be Phrantic. Quite a bit different from Tuhma. It's going to be quite a bit smaller and lacking any red armors. This map only has, I believe, 2 yellow armors, or maybe 1 yellow armor. I think this map has 2 yellow armors and a single mega health. So we'll see how that ends up going over. This is Cotangent's health bar, and this is Zord's health bar. That's looking correct to me. Zord at 100, Cotangent. Yep. All right, good to go. So we're getting so on with the second game on Phrantic. This was the map that Cotangents picked. We're going to be starting off immediately with Zord over by the Mega Health, and Cotangents over by the Rocket, the Lightning Gun, and the Yellow Armor. He will be taking himself a Yellow Armor and a Lightning Gun, but he'll be foregoing the Rocket in order to prioritize getting a Hagar. Comes back around, grabs the second Yellow Armor, and grabs a Rocket. Zord is in a position where he has more health than Cotangents, as he does have the Mega, but he has less weapons, as he only has the Electro and the Grenade Launcher right now. Rocket Launcher's coming up right pretty soon, though. Cotangents hears it, goes in for the shot with the Hagar, not going to land, misses the rail shot as well, and Zord just keeping himself high up in the air, doesn't want to have to take any more damage from Cotangents, and he gets out of there scot-free for the most part. A couple of Electro shots coming down. He is going to do a little bit of self-damage, but Cotangents going to block off the railgun. Doesn't want Zord to be able to jump over and get it. Zord hopping himself around. The Mega's up, and Cotangents is the one in control of it now, so Cotangents is going to be taking the Mega at about 40 seconds. Next one's going to be spawning at 1 minute and 20. Few Electro shots going up. Are they going to do too much damage? Doesn't even look like they're able to hit Zord. He's playing quite far back right now, just making sure to grab the yellows and take a couple of pot shots at Cotangents. Curving a rocket up. He will detonate it in Cotangents, hitting him for 40 damage. Pretty good. Cotangents armorless right now, and if he runs into Zord, he might be in trouble, as Zord does have a full arsenal right now. 2 grenades coming up, but Cotangents is returning a lot of damage himself. Unfortunately, Zord just has that little much more HP because he got the first Mega on top of those yellow armors, and he will barely be surviving that engagement in order to take Cotangents down. And with the next Mega health spawning, that is going to go Zord's way, and Cotangents is going to have to retreat and find himself some weapons. He's got himself a rocket, he's got himself a rail, so he's in a good position to do some good unreturned damage to Zord, assuming Zord doesn't predict his location, but Zord is going to be predicting his location, shooting him with an Electro shot, but there we go. A lot of damage coming out of Cotangents right now. Just needs one more shot on Zord, and he will find that shot, bringing him down. 71 health. Zord could try to retaliate, but Cotangent is going to take the railgun right there. Doesn't want Zord being able to respawn and get that. The Mega Health's coming up soon, but Cotangent doesn't actually know the timing on it. He's there 10 seconds early. Zord knows he's there 10 seconds early, though, and he's going to just jump in with the tracking weapon, gun him down with the AK-47, and the Mega's up, and it's in Zord's hands now. Second kill, 2 points going to Zord, third kill of the game. Zord looking around for Cotangent. He's going to be taking a little bit of chip damage right there, but enough to scare him off. He doesn't want to try to take a fight on Cotangents right now. He doesn't know what Cotangents has loaded on him. He could have had the yellows. But Zord picking that yellow up, though, now. He probably knows that Cotangents isn't too loaded on armor, so he might be trying to get aggressive here. Going in with the assault rifle, but he is right outside of the effective range of it, so he's not going to be landing too much damage. Rockets coming out. A second rocket curving down. Cotangent's going to get the yellow, but he's just down in the corner right there, and you can just fire rockets, rockets, rockets. When you're down in that corner, it's like gay baby jail. You really can't get out without taking some form of splash damage. Tracking weapon coming out, and Zord's going to be on fire right there. Tracking Cotangents, doing like the whole 130 damage per second in that 1 second. Maximum possible damage, and right now they're having another tracking gun fight. Lightning gun, AK-47 coming out, 91 damage to finish Cotangents off, and Zord very low on health right now. He is going to be looking around for the yellow. Not going to find it, though. Will he wait for it? He hears Cotangents running around. Here's Cotangents above him. Cotangents is returning for his yellow, and Zord's going to get the hell out of there. He doesn't want to stick around, which is unfortunate for him because it came up right when he left, but I don't even think Cotangents realized, so there's a yellow up for grabs right now that I don't think either player realizes, and there we go. Cotangents checking it. He's up at 100, and Zord is going to be at, Zord's up at 100. Cotangents is the one going over to get the, excuse me, what is it called? Mega Health. A lot of Electro Orbs coming up out of Cotangents, but they're really not going to do too much damage to Zord at all. In fact, I think he's coming out of this relatively unscathed. Rocket's being curved up, but he's in a bad position right now. First Rocket's going to miss it. Cotangent's going to land him when he's on the little pillar right there. Cotangent's knocking himself in the lava. Is he going to get out alive, though? 2 health left. He's on the run. Zord's not going to chase him. He's just going to start curving Rockets down. He doesn't want to chase Cotangents. He doesn't want to take any unnecessary damage. He knows there's not enough health on the map to give Cotangents the health to survive another combo, and he's ready to lay that combo out. But I'm not sure if he knows the timing on the Mega, or if he suspects that Cotangents may have a position to trap him. He will be giving the Mega 2 Cotangents for free right there, and then backing up to take the high ground. It looks like right now Zord is prioritizing the high ground and his positioning over the resources on the map, because he's got a pretty good stack. A curved rocket up. He knows Cotangent is low, doesn't hear him moving, so he just fires at the last place you heard him, and he is going to get him bullseye. It feels like Zord right now is, he's definitely kind of prioritizing his position on the map or the resources, because he was before, at least, because he had Cotangents low. He knows that there's only so many resources that Cotangents can get on the map, and he knows that even if Cotangents get those, he's not going to be able to take him in a fight. And in that kind of scenario, you feel comfortable giving something like the Mega Health to the other player, because you know that even with that Mega Health, they are not going to be able to contest you with the positional advantage you have. But right now, Cotangent's on the high ground, and Zord's going to try to loop around, see if he can find a good hit on him, but Cotangents hears him jump up, and he's on the ready, on the run, on the underside, and Cotangents doesn't even want to take a fight right now. He's just trying to be evasive and grab the weapons he can, and he's doing a really good job of it. About 4 or 5 rockets fired out of Zord, no damage on Cotangents, and Cotangents is going to come back around and completely flip the script on him. Oh, but he's not ready for Zord's positioning, and Zord's got the rail out, and he's ready to rail Cotangents as he goes for the Mega Health right there. And now, Mega's in Zord's hands, but Cotangents does have the tracking weapon and the Hagar, and he does have some armor. So right now, they're about a very similar health stack right now. Zord trying to go up with the jump, but he can't do it because the missiles are disrupting him from Cotangents, and Cotangents is going to try to finish him off, but Zord, I'm going to go out on my own terms. He finishes himself off, shoots himself in the feet with a rocket launcher, and that's going to be the end for him. 5 minutes. This has been a fast game. It seems like the game's almost over, right, because of all the kills happening, but we're only 5 minutes in, we're only halfway in, and this could easily be flipped over. Cotangents could be the one taking control and getting the next 5 kills now, so it's not over until it's over. Even though Zord does have that point lead, Cotangents right now has the life lead, and if he's able to get a good starting hit on Zord, he could carry this momentum and really, really start taking this back. And it looks like he's trapping the yellow. There it is, Zord stuck in the corner that Cotangents was stuck in earlier. It has a feel, Zord. Yeah, that doesn't feel too good, does it? Taking him down. Railgun's going to finish him off. Chasing him back over to the Mega. He knows the Mega's coming up in about 10 seconds or so, but he doesn't want to give Zord even, like, the slightest chance of taking it at all. Though he doesn't quite have the timing on it, because he goes a little bit early, and that might be costing him, as Zord is going to do a lot of unreturned damage on him. Cotangents is going to go for the Mega, and Zord is going to relent. He's going to give it to him. Cotangents saving himself from the lava, has to knock himself up a little bit. A very close engagement right there, and unfortunately, Cotangents will go down, as Zord does have the railgun, and he's just going to catch him as he tries to escape the corner. Unfortunate for Cotangents, but he was able to take Zord down, and Zord, despite the fact that he got that kill there, does not have a huge life lead over Cotangents, so he is going to very, very, very likely be able to take the next fight with Zord, assuming that he has good. There we go. He is in a good position right there. Hits him with the full rocket barrage, the big 120, and that's going to bring Zord down almost instantly. And he can just finish him off with the remaining rockets in the Hagar that he's got right there and load up some more. Unfortunately for Cotangents, though, he didn't stick around for the Mega, so he's low on health, and I don't know if either of them know the timing on it. I would suspect that Zord thinks that Cotangents got the Mega earlier, so Zord's timing for the Mega might be off. Maybe he's corrected it now, but all we know for sure is that Cotangents is the one who definitely has the timing of the Mega in mind right now. And he's getting aggressive with these Hagar shots. Thinks Zord's going to go up to the jump pad, but he doesn't. And Zord's tracking is incredibly powerful. He just hits Cotangents with like every shot for that whole second and takes him down. Going for the next set of shots, and he will be taking Cotangents down again with the tracking weapon. Cotangents splashing himself a little bit. And Zord, I don't got to worry about splash damage. I got a hit scan weapon, baby, taking him down. Completely self-damage free in that tiny enclosed area. Cotangents right now with the health lead, but he doesn't have a weapon lead. Like, he's lacking the weapons that he's gonna want to fight Zord right there. I say as he just launches a rocket and hits Zord right in the face. The railgun is the weapon I was suspecting that he was gonna be missing if he was gonna try to contest Zord. Those railgun angles Zord was holding, but he was able to get a good rocket on Zord's face. Unfortunately, as he rounds the corner, he's just not able to do the damage he needs in time to kill Zord. But Zord is so low that Cotangents will spawn, take Zord back down, and grab the yellow armor. So now Zord is actually more loaded as far as ammo and health than Zord is. And Zord's going to be coming around, though. He doesn't have a rocket launcher, but he does have a Hagar. He does have a grenade launcher, and he does have a tracking weapon, which is perfect for trapping people in corners, but he can't get down there because of a really, really well-placed preemptive electro shot by Cotangents, bringing Zord down and putting Zord on the run. Zord knows he can't take this fight right here, and he's not going to try to take fights, despite the fact he's got that point lead. No point in giving Cotangents any momentum. More momentum than he needs. A really nice shot coming out of Zord right through the sliver in the wall through the lower area. The map goes for another flick, but he's not able to get it. Mega health is going to be up in 10 seconds, and Zord is trying to kind of find Cotangents as he comes out. Not going to find him, though. He's going to go for the flick, and Cotangents is going to be the only one landing a shot right there. Zord is low enough that one railgun shot... No, not going to finish him off. It's close, but he's getting the regenerating health. He's not going to finish him off with one railgun shot, but one combo will finish Zord off. And Cotangents, he's not going to get aggressive, though. He wants to go grab himself the Mega health, and then use that to secure the damage he wants on Zord. And as you can see, he's charging up the Hagar as he comes out. Zord can hear the Hagar charging, but it doesn't matter because he already knew where Cotangent was coming from, and that's one way to use the Hagar for sure, is that if you know your opponent knows where you're coming from, no need to mask your intent with the weapon sound. So you can just start charging up a Hagar, and then that's just free damage when you come around if it lands. Both players trading with each other right there. Zord with the lightning gun and the rocket coming out of Cotangent will finish them off, keeping the score at a even 5-11. No increase or decrease in the net gain on that one. There we go. The baby gun coming out. No, baby gun. A lot of people say the Electro is cheap and overpowered, so it's like, oh, baby gun? But no, it takes a bit of finesse to use in a kind of scenario like that, where it's hard to land all the balls sometimes, especially when the opponent could turn tail and come back around towards you and make you miss all of it. But yeah, trying to trap him with the Electro didn't work out too well. Getting a lot of really good rockets on him, though, and he's just going to finish him down with the shotgun. 6 points down, though. It's going to be hard for him to make a comeback, but it is still very possible. Hagar's being charged right now, firing it down on top of Zord. He's not going to land the first shot, but he will land all the subsequent shots, and he's getting aggressive with the Hagar right now. Here's where Zord is. Wants to go grab the health and drop down around on top of him. Swapping around. He's looking, he's listening, he's hearing. There he goes. He knows where Zord is, but no. Zord slips right under him, and he doesn't quite understand, or not understand, doesn't quite hear him under him. So he is going to be getting away, and with 30 seconds left, that is going to be Zord taking control of the Mega. Cotangents will be trying to find himself another kill before the game ends, but it's difficult to say who will get it. He's forcing a fight now because he knows with 30 seconds left, he has to try to force something. He can't just rely on the stack advantage anymore and try to play back and get items, and unfortunately, Zord is going to be the one to take him down, so Zord is going to be coming out on top on the Phrantic map, going for another, the AK-47 versus the Hagar, and damn, the AK-47 wins. Greatest gun ever made. Second game is going to be going to Zord on Phrantic, and we will get to the final game, which was, what did I say? A Bloodyrun. We'll get to the final game now, which will be Bloodyrun. Bloodyrun, which I don't think has an arc on it. So we're gonna be missing out on the grand tracking weapon action, but that's okay. I think we'll be fine. Readjust my chair right here. Coming on Bloodyrun. Bloodyrun is an interesting map because it's, well, it's Bloodrun, of course, obviously. But I've always found it kind of interesting because it uses the kind of, let me say, make sure the health bars are correct. There's Zord's health bar. There's Cotangent's health bar. I believe they both have 100. It's not easy to... Wait, the hell? There is a tracking weapon on this map? Where's the arc come in? Wait, where's the arc on this map? Where's the arc on this map? I thought it was an Electro down where the arc should... No, that's right. On Bloodyrun, the Electro... The arc is down there when you do a weapon replace for the Quake 3 version. Right, the Electro isn't there because it's not a weapon replace. It actually is the arc. That's funny. So the Xonotic version of this map is actually quite interesting because it has the really high arches. Very similar to how the Quake 1 version of Bloodyrun was. rather than the Quake 3 version of Bloodyrun, which has low arches you have to fire grenades through to see the Mega. In this map, you can see the Mega even from the grenade platform. Good to go. Yeah. So it's very interesting. I always found it interesting that Xonotic uses the kind of for Bloodyrun uses the Quake 1 style of the arches from the Quake 1 style of higher arches, despite the fact that the railgun is a weapon that exists in this game. When the high arches were a thing in Quake 1, you know, the railgun wasn't a thing. So it's interesting decision, but. Who am I don't know if it's bad or good. It's just an interesting decision. It's just an observation. I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm just making an observation. Anyway, Kotange is going to be grabbing the first Mega and the red armor, and Zord is going to be constrained to only 2 yellow armors. But Kotangens is the one on the run because Zord has just done so much unreturned damage to him. And Kotangens backing off a little bit. He's got himself the Hagar out. Lands a kind of good first shot on Zord, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to get all of the damage he wants using the Hagar follow-up shot. What's it called? The primary fire. The Hagar primary fire on Zord. And Zord is going to slip up and grab himself a red armor. So Kotangens in an unfortunate position right now. He's very low on health. He doesn't have all the weapons he wants, and Zord is trying to fire grenades down to launch. And Zord hears him come up, and he follows fire a rocket, but he's not going to get it. The pillar gets in the way. Unfortunate for him, those crafty pillars always getting in the way. Mega's going to be up soon, and Zord knows it, so he's sitting down there just waiting to grab himself the Mega. Next Mega will be going to Zord, and the heavy armor's coming up soon, and again, Zord knows it, so he's just going to sit out here and patrol the heavy armor. He's like, alright, Kotanges, I'll fight you. I got a bigger health advantage than you. I don't mind being out here in the open. I don't care if you know where I am, but unfortunately, he should care if Kotanges knows where he is, because Kotanges comes out, and he's so evasive, Zord's not able to land as many shots, and Kotanges is able to outdamage him out in the open. So despite Zord having that higher health, Kotange is actually going to come out on top in that fight. One rail could be enough to bring Zord down and finish him off. Kotange is going to get aggressive. Here we go, charging the Hagar. Not going to land the Hagar shot, though. Curved rocket up, going to hit him. Zord down, trying to shoot him through the floor. Zord got a sliver of health. Anything will kill him right here, but Kotange is just not able to find it. With the Mega coming up, though, Kotange is looking for it. Finds in 39 damage on Zord, curving the rocket down. One rail, not going to land, though, and Zord is still on the run with the heavy armor coming up soon, though. Kotange is going to prioritize getting that heavy armor, and he will get the heavy armor. Goes grab some health. He is a distinct health advantage that Zord does not right now. And it looks like now he's trying to go around and put Kotangens. It's going around, he's trying to patrol the yellow armors. He doesn't want to give Zord any yellow armors whatsoever if he can help it. Yellow armor is up right now, but Zord is not moving towards it right now. Zord is kind of on the high ground. He knows the Mega's coming up soon. Is he going to go for a play on it? He is going to go for a play on it. Swoops in, does some damage to Kotangens on return, grabs the Mega, and Kotangens is going to be returning a little bit of damage from like one rocket, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough for Zord to just power on through and then finish him off. Heavy's up right now. Zord's in a prime position to grab it. He will be moving himself up. He will be grabbing it, doing some damage to Kotange, but Kotange is returning that damage as well, and Zord's got only 25 health. There we go, picking up some of the health balls right there. I was going to say, doesn't matter how much armor you have. If your health is low, you can die through it, but he was able to get the health bubbles, take a kill on Kotangens, chase him down, keep his momentum, take another kill on Kotangens, and with the next Mega health up, Zord will be grabbing it, and he's on the way out. He doesn't want to fight Kotangens there. He's stuck in a corner, and he doesn't want to take any unnecessary unreturned damage, especially because he knows that the heavy is coming up soon. He's got the high ground. He's on the grenade platform. He's waiting to go for the heavy. He hears Kotangens moving around, but Kotangens fakes him out. Kotangens goes low after faking a high, but unfortunately, maybe he wasn't expecting Zord to be so aggressive. He comes in on the underside looking for Zord on the grenade platform. Zord's not there and shoots him right in the back with the next, and that's going to finish him off. Next Mega health is going to be up in 6 seconds, and Zord is either... I was going to say he's going to get ready for it, but no, he's just going to go in. He's going to chase Kotangens down. He hears the Hagar charging up, gets blasted out of the room, denied his kill, but that's okay, because the Mega does belong to him. Heavy armor is going to be coming up in 10 seconds, so that's 10 seconds as Zord has to either hold his position or try to hunt Kotangens down. And it looks like he's going to hold his position right here at the heavy armor and wait for it to come up. 3 seconds, Kotangens is around the corner. Zord knows he's there, suppressing fire, and that is going to keep Kotangens out. But is Zord going to get aggressive now, or is he going to back off? It looks like he's content to just sit back and let Kotangens run around. He knows Kotangens doesn't have any of the yellow armors now. He's checked down here. He sees the yellow, and here we go. Kotangens coming around. Misses his rail, but unfortunately for Kotangens, or excuse me, I was going to say, unfortunately for him, misses his rail, gets hit with a rocket coming back in, but then another unfortunate thing happened is Kotangens is actually going to be the one to take the Mega health right there. So both players have a very even stack right now, though Zord does have more armor, and he's about to get even more here on the heavy. You can die through armor in this game if you don't have the health, so Zord trying to land these shots, but Kotangens is going to survive with just barely enough health, and Zord is so low that maybe a rail could kill him through the armor. Probably not anymore with 40 HP. The armor will protect him from a rail now, but he was pretty low. He was dancing with death a second ago, and there we go, taking a nice shot on Kotangens. Kotangens comes around the corner, gets blasted in the head, and the Mega health is going to coming up. Zord's going to take that. Zord's going to grab the yellow, which is going to deny the yellows for Cotangents, which is going to make it hard for Cotangents to come back when Zord comes in and tries to take the heavy, which it looks like he is going to be taking because Cotangent does not have the health to contest it. So kind of a smart play, not kind of a smart play, very smart play by Zord right there, where he actively purposely took a fight with Cotangents, knowing that he would probably take damage, but because he had 100 armor, and you can't collect overhealed armor in Xonotic off of the yellows in the XPM config, Zord was purposely taking a fight with Cotangents right there, knowing he would take some damage, specifically so that in the time it would take the heavy to come up, he could make his rounds, take the yellow armors away, and then come back and secure his heavy, which effectively stripped the map of all the yellows and the heavy from Cotangents, which is something that Cotangents is suffering from right now, in that Zord can just freely run around the map and carry this momentum as hard as he wants, because Cotangents has nothing. Cotangents has nothing that he can heal back up on right now. Like, he comes around the corner, and if he's lucky, Zord's gonna have a hard time landing a rail. Or I shouldn't say get lucky. It takes some of the credit away from the dodging skills of Cotangents. You know, he skillfully avoids the railgun from Zord, so good on him there, but he still doesn't have anything to come back from, and he can dive in and go get the Mega. He will dive in and get the Mega. Zord trying to switch up with the lightning gun, or not lightning gun, railgun right there and get some good damage, but he's actually going to miss more shots than he hits there, which is going to give Cotangents actually a lot of leeway to kind of even out these health stacks and maybe come back in, and it's going to be a lot harder for Zord now to take a fight on Cotangents with the explicit purpose of losing health to secure more items. So Cotangents has put himself back into the fray. Cotangents is crawling back into a position of contest. Unfortunately, though, the Mega's coming up, Zord knows it's coming up, and he has the heavy, but a really good preemptive rocket, and then some follow-up grenades coming out of Cotangents. Cotangents has completely stripped both the Mega and the heavy off of Zord, and with all the yellows gone, because Cotangents is the one that took them earlier, Zord is not going to be able to recover from this. Gets aggressive, and it looks like it wasn't the right play, because Cotangents was ready for it, launches him up in the air, finishes him off, and now it was the time of Zord, but now it's the age of Cotangents. He's gonna run around, he's getting aggressive, he's looking for a kill right here. Really big shot on the Hagar, but how is Zord gonna survive with almost no HP? And Cotangents, is he bloodthirsty, or is he gonna go for the control? He lands a couple of preemptive grenades. Really nice foresight right there. The red is up. He's going to get it. Is he going to get the Mega health as well? Yes, he will be getting the Mega health as well. And Zord on the high ground. Cotangents knows it. And how is he going to try to approach this situation? You have to wonder. With no yellows up, Zord is probably going to be going for a yellow. So is Cotangents going to try to secure these yellows, or is he going to run around and try to cut Zord off somewhere else? Zord grabs the first yellow. Second one's coming up now. And Zord looks like he's looping up around for it. And he will actually be grabbing it. So Zord has actually stacked himself back up. But Cotangents does still have a distinct health advantage. Though some unreturned damage right there coming out of Zord will level the playing field. Both players right now have about the same amount of health, and the next fight is going to be happening here around the Mega and around the heavy. Cotangents is going to be going for the heavy. Mega is going to be going for Zord right now. Zord is going to get it. Unfortunately, a lot of these grenades were not impact grenades. They were bouncing grenades, so they bounced out, and Zord was able to slip in between the bounce and get out, not taking any explosive damage. And right now, Zord has the big health advantage. Well, not a big health advantage, but a distinct health advantage that Cotangents will just strip away right there with an unreturned rail. Having a couple of preemptive rockets right here. He knows Zord's running around on the high ground, and he knows that the Mega and the heavy come up at about the same time in about 10 seconds. He's going to try to hit Zord through the floor right there with his rocket, but not quite going to be able to get enough damage right there. A few more rockets coming out, and Zord playing aggressive, runs through the doorway. Cotangents was trying to kind of play those rockets back and predict that Zord was going to go back and try to take the Mega. Predict that Zord was going to maybe pull back when he saw the position Cotangents had, but Zord, being very brave, just walks up, and two blaster shots going to be denying Zord the heavy. That's going to go into Cotangents. Cotangents will be dying, falling to the AK on his way out, but he will be taking away the heavy from Zord, so Zord's not going to be able to stack too high on that, and the yellows are up for grabs, which means if Cotangents can get these yellows, it's going to be putting Zord in a position where he does not have a health advantage, and if Cotangents is able to land a good first shot, he can carry the momentum and take Zord down. In a hypothetical numbers game where, of course, every shot lands perfectly. Right now, the Mega is coming up very soon. Cotangents knows it, fires a couple of rockets in. Zord, the second rocket is going to land right there. And Cotangents is going on for the chase against Zord. Second rocket coming out, rail coming out, not going to land, but the third rocket is going to finish Zord off. Zord, it looked like, grabbed the... No, Cotangents grabbed the Mega, actually. I'm an idiot. When did I miss that? When did Cotangents grab the Mega? What am I, a dumbass? How did I miss that? Cotangents is going to grab the Mega and the heavy right there, and Zord is going to be getting himself up to 100 armor on both the yellow armor, so the health pools are relatively similar, but Cotangents is going to be the one landing the meteor rockets compared to Zord, so Cotangents will be coming out on top in that fight. 10-4 right now, 1 minute left in the game, but Cotangents lands some big meaty shots right here, and he gathers some momentum. He can still come out on top, but it is going to be difficult, especially after getting taken down by the Crylink right there, yanking Cotangents towards him. Cotangents want to get out, but he's got to get over here. Zord tries to get himself somewhere fast, but wasn't probably paying attention to the health he had, so he will be going down. And Cotangents right now, grabbing himself the yellow armor. He's going to have to start a fight, though, and he is going to be doing exactly that, coming in with the Crylink, finishing Zord off, and Cotangents on the hunt right now. He's got low health, but he has to keep the momentum up, or else he's not going to be able to contest the 5-point lead that Zord has. Good meaty amount of Hagar shots coming out, but the follow-up Hagar shot shots. He's committing to quite hard, and unfortunately he's not able to land them. Like, they're like plasma gun shots. They're really, really fucking hard to land. Coming in now with the AK-47, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to finish Zord off. Zord just has too much health after grabbing the Mega right there. Blaster shot's coming out, trying to tell Zord, all right, this is my tunnel. I own this tunnel. Zord, okay, I'll come out of the other tunnel. And, oh, no, it was a trap. It was a trap. 2 rockets coming out, killing Zord as he comes back out over around the top. Next heavy is going to be going to Cotangents right here. He's just, you know, it's 10 seconds left. The game is very likely going to Zord, but Cotangents, you know, he's got to get that heavy. He's got to say, all right, I'll take another heavy. I'll take another heavy armor right here. I got to, you know, not let you have every heavy in the end. I need to take my heavy stats. So the 9 heavy armors and 6 megas by the end of the game are what Cotangents had on him. So GG's to both Cotangents and Zord. That was the set of games for tonight. GG's and well played. Thank you very much to Zord and Cotangents for joining. Like I said, it was going to be a short set of matches tonight because they were the only ones who signed up for the exhibitions. So a big appreciation to them for joining in and supporting me trying to host the exhibitions. I really appreciate it, and it's a lot of fun watching them play. It's a lot of fun watching them play. They're both really good players, and it's very interesting since I've watched a pretty good amount of Duel in like Quake 1 and Quake 3 and Quake Champs and stuff, but Xonotic plays very differently. You know, no, it's a game that a lot of people compare to Quake, but it really does play very differently. So it's very interesting seeing the different dynamic of Duel in Xonotic, especially on maps that you know from Quake, because you know, like, oh, I know how this map plays on Quake, and then you see it played in Xonotic, it plays very differently. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy watching these strong players fight it out on these maps in this really great game. It's kind of funny, when I first started playing Xonotic, I was like, oh, I'll play it because, you know, it's the game that's got more players in it playing consistently, and if I want to play an arena shooter, you know, I like Quake 3 but in Quake 1, but it's hard to get players for those games sometimes. The Quake 1 players are down, there's just not a ton of them on all the time. But so I came into playing Xonotic initially thinking, like, yeah, well, you know, I guess it's the one I have to play if I want to play something. And I've really come to like it, I think, more than Quake, honestly. I've really come to appreciate Xonotic and what it does and the uniqueness of it, and that it's not just another arena shooter. It really is a fantastic game, and I have a lot of fun playing it, and a lot of fun watching people play it and talk about it, and seeing how truly unique it is and how it stands on its own, despite being compatible. And that's what's so great about it, is that despite the fact that it stands on its own, it's still compatible with the decades of community-made, refined content for all the other Quake games. And it's really, really cool being able to not only play the unique things that are in Xonotic, but also put them into a form you've already seen through these Quake 1, Quake 2, and Quake 3 maps, and just see how it plays completely different because of the different mechanics of the game and the different strategies that the people who play bring to the table. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I've really come to really love Xonotic a lot more than I ever thought I would when I first started playing. So anyone out there who doesn't play it, it's free. You should download it. You should give it a try. You should give it a play. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, so that'll be that. I won't sit here and ramble on all night long and keep this going on for the next 10 years. Thanks to Cotangents and Zord for playing. Thanks to everybody for watching. I will probably not do an exhibition next week because Cotangents is going to be hosting an exhibition next week on Saturday. So I don't want to oversaturate the event pool and have people become like, oh, weary and tired of events being hosted. So next week, no exhibition for me because Cotangents is hosting an exhibition. So if you want to participate in an exhibition, but you're not around for weekdays, check out Cotangents, which is going to be on Saturday. And the week after that, I might not do an exhibition either, just because it feels like, I think MX Crab is doing something for Defrag, and I don't want to overlap my events with other people's events. Like I said, I don't want to oversaturate the pool of events and have people become tired of it and not want to participate as a consequence of that. So this may be the last exhibition I do for the next week or two, but me and my buddies populate a server every Sunday from 7:30 to 9:30 Central European time. So we do freeze tag for the first hour, CTF for the second hour. So if you're interested in that, feel free to join. Plenty of people of different skill levels join, so you don't have to feel like, oh, I'm not good enough to play with these veterans or whatever the hell. Like, nah, don't worry about it if you're a new player. It's a lot of fun. Okay. Again, Thanks to Zord and Cotangents. Those were the games for tonight. Take it easy.